Let's go back 1 week to Cowtown. Medallia hole shot the first MX1 Moto. Gerke went down after pressuring for the lead. Then a couple of passes gets him into second. Purcell by Fasciotti, but Epstein was the man. Holds off Gerke for the first Moto win. Big crash in the second one. Purcell and Berger down. Oh my goodness, some contact. Epstein goes down while leading, and then a great battle between Gerke and Fasciotti. Gerke takes the win and the overall. Welcome, race fans, to the 2017 Rockstar Energy Drink Motocross Nationals. Mark Travers and Brian Koster in the booth as we see the lovely Moto Valley Raceway in the Queen City, Regina, Saskatchewan. Today's racing will be presented by Motovan.com, Canada's source for power sports parts and accessories. MX1 pilots and staging. What a great shot. Seeing the riders just getting themselves ready, getting focused. Still need to pick their gates based on qualifying times, but we are getting close. Let's get caught up in the points in MX1 after 3 of 10.
That's right, Travs, and it's close. Only 4 points separating our leaders. Epstein and Fasciotti having a good little battle. Medallia's been amazing this year, battling with guys like Alessi, Chisholm, Clayson, and it's really tight between Champion and Tim Tremblay, the multi-time snowcross champion.
Okay, Fabs, moving away from a concrete start, which we saw at the last 2 rounds, this is a dirt start, a classic motocross start. Riders in there packing their gates. There's going to be some great traction coming off, and the fastest qualifier today was the number 377, the French rider Christophe Purcell. Brian, let's have a look at the Moto Valley Raceway. It is a beautiful facility.
You got that right. You think prairies, you think flat as a pancake. Think again here at Moto Valley Raceway. Big valleys, huge floating jumps, off camber, on camber turns, and I just love that bowl in the middle, the GP section, Travs, that separates the boys from the wee little girls. It takes a lot of stones to carry speed through there.
Longest lap time on the series, Brian, over 2.5 minutes. So it's a big track with a lot of options. Oh, what do I want? Do I want this one? Do I want this one? You want to talk about options? How about the new Rockstar Roasted Coffee MX1 action next? Welcome back to round 4 of the 2017 Rockstar Energy Drink Motocross Nationals. Mark Travers and the Brian Koster in the booth as we get set for MX1 Moto 1 with the lovely Rockstar McKenna walking that board across. And here comes Rockstar Amanda, 30 board out to Sir Paul Kingsley from Roten, England. He's been knighted, and he's got that watch again, Brian.
/ spy cam. This first MX1 Moto will be brought to you by RoyalDistributing.com, Canada's power sports leader. And check out this beautiful chocolate cake starting here. They've just fingered that soil, and it's nice and moist in the middle.
Oh, they've been taking care of this Regina soil all morning long, and this start is only used once during the race. Start straight only. You see our 40 riders lined up on the gate. Amanda goes to 5. Let's focus back right now, Brian, on the riders. Checking for that 5 to go sideways. Focusing. And the gate is down, Brian. Coming to that first corner. Who's going to get that Royal Distributing hole shot?
Oh, they are storming through the white line. It is the number 6 Huber Motorsports rider, Tyler Medallia, with that uber-fast Bondi engine. A lot of hole shots for Medallia, but look at the company he is keeping right now into the 3rd turn. It looks like Purcell up on the inside.
Purcell, Gerke, and Fasciotti in the mix. Oh, Purcell on the inside over that tabletop. Looks like he has the lead. Remember, Tyler Medallia got the hole shot in the first moto last week in Calgary and then lost the lead in the 2nd turn. So he's definitely fast off the start. A light guy on a very powerful Bondi engine Honda.
Loving to see Colton Fasciotti in there. Some swamps from Trombley, a little back. Dylan Epstein, the nut up Kawasaki rider, right up in the fray. And here comes the Kirkman, the big number 2. Oh, some contact. Medallia is sampling.
2 races in a row, and the first motor Medallia is down. Look at all those riders passing him. It looks like 25, 30. Medallia gets his bike going. Oh, he's way back in the pack. You know he's going to be furious, Brian. This happens all the time. The adrenaline surge, Medallia on the gas.
Yeah, right now he's got nothing to lose. The pin has fallen out. He's going off like a grenade. He's going to be passing guys in large groups early on, and as he gets closer to the front, faster and faster riders, harder and harder to make passes.
To our leader, the 377 factory Husqvarna Rockstar bike of Christophe Purcell, the Parisian Frenchman, Mr. Smooth, the number 2 of Matt Gerke. No, he's leading the series in points, Brian. You see that red plate as they slip through that Motul left-hander and down into the valley, Brian. Here they go, bar to bar. These guys are getting quite the rivalry going.
Gert just loves to scrub and whip it out. He doesn't care if he's out front or further back. It's a great style he has, making a move on the Frenchman. And what a rivalry that has developed between these two athletes. Uh-oh, Purcell gets hung up. deep ruts up there, Travis. I think he just hooked a foot peg. The Girkman is through.
Well, you talked about the elevation changes off the top when we saw the overview of the track, and here you're seeing these gorgeous Moto valleys, if you will. Let's go to that start again, on board with the 77 of Nathan Bless, the drift helmet cam. What a shot, Brian! The carnage, the chaos, Alessi in the mix, and here's that whole shot for Medallia.
Huge hole shot. We can see Scott Champion and Mike Alessi all jockeying for position. There is Alessi taking the white line in about 8th, 9th, so a good start for the Motovan Honda rider of Nathan Bless.
So Medallia getting that road distributing hole shot, and now Fasciotti on the inside. Does he have Purcell? I think he does. This is a pass that Fasciotti needs to make, Brian, to get inside the head of the Frenchman. No way. Purcell carrying tons of speed. He made it look easy on the outside.
Fasciotti able to challenge both these riders. He has got the speed to do it. All the pundits are just waiting for Fasciotti to take a win. He's definitely got the speed, and this moto shows. But there's Epstein, the one away. Here comes Alessi in fifth with a great start. Tremblay, the Rockstar rider and teammates of our leader, Gerke, and then the 7, Redemption, GP Bikes rider is Kate Clayson.
When you get up and close and personal with these 450s in a corner like that, you see how mean and aggressive these bikes are. They are machines that are made to go fast. Look at these guys sailing out into a new part of the track, Brian. They opened up this ski jump into the Iturbi sweeper, and I love the addition here to a little more lap time. It looks great.
Did you see Porcel show Gerke a wheel there? He was neck and neck, and great comment you make how the tracksman change, especially right here as they dive into this GP section. Riders G out and just carry that momentum all the way up. The wheels get very loose as they press that right-hander. Check out the ruts in the FXO turn. There are options on this track, and the Frenchman takes the yokes right to the edge of the track. Fasciotti has got to make a statement here and show the Frenchman who's boss.
He certainly does. And you saw the 108 of Dylan Epstein up in the mix. This has been our top 4 package so far this season, with Epstein winning the first moto last weekend in Calgary and the first moto of the season in Kamloops.
Trav, this is a deep field of talent. To the replay, we see Epstein just back behind this battle between Fasciotti and Porcel as they dive down the valley. Just float up here. Some riders landing right on the face of that 4th one and actually bouncing off the track. These riders check it out. Meston, a nice battle for 6th, actually made the pass, and Tremblay feet off the pegs, moves back to 7th.
Privateer Meston, factory rider Tremblay. Interesting point out there, Brian. Back to the number 10 of Colton Faccioni, sitting in 3rd place on that GDR Honda. And look at the nut-up Kawasaki of Dylan Epstein carrying tons of speed. Again, on this track, if you want to make passes, you have to look for opportunities. These are huge wide corners, but you can't get way out on this track because you're not just going to carry enough speed.
Of course, the riders pushing everywhere they can, but it is slippery where there's not a deep rut to kind of get your front wheel in there and make it stick. We've seen riders dish out that front end on this Regina track historically. Right now, Fasciotti just has his rear view mirror full of the nut-up Kawasaki. Meanwhile, out front, Gerke with the legwork able to hold off the Frenchman, but by how much, man? He's a half a second. Oh, there it is! The front wheel traction totally loses it. Fat Yodeler has a little bit of reprieve in 3rd now.
And Alessi gets by and moves into 4th place. Fabs, let's have a look at that Epstein washout. Detail it for us.
Comes in just hot behind Fat Yotes. He's already looking at the rut where he wants to make his move and just loses the front end there. A classic low slide. He's up and running. He's going to get back in the mix here and salvage some points. Check out the charge for Tyler Medallia right now, Trav. He has worked all the way up to 6, and he's making a move on Meston. So from that hole shot to the crash, back up to 6th place, man, and he is still charging. There's a few riders he has time to pick off yet at the pace he's set.
Well, what's interesting, too, is you see a rider of Medallia's caliber when he comes up against a kid like Meston, who's a great rider in his own right. He's almost able to pass him at will. That shows you that Medallia is one of the upper echelon riders in this class.
100%. He's a superhero. He's got such a long pro career. He's been up, he's been down, he's rode pretty much for every team and brand imaginable, and he just keeps coming back stronger and stronger. And this new Disco Stu Robertson, Vurbro Motorsports, Pillar's Fine Food team has breathed all new life into Thailand.
And don't forget about the fact that he does have 2 MX2 championships under his belt. You saw our leaders getting their last lap flags. to the yodeler coming out of that moto van corner. Look how beautiful this corner is, and the elevation changes to the number 5 of Mike Alessi in 4th place. Oh, I love the style in that kid.
Alessi is getting more confident with every moto. He's gonna be a serious player in this championship. Come round 10, the battle for 5th is raging. Cade Clayson has a look over. Medallia on the outside, able to carry speed. Lots of ruts, and he makes the pass stick for 5th place, Travis.
Clayson was in 5th for almost the whole moto, Brian. Very quiet, no one was around him, so he was riding a great race. But Medallia was all about his business, making that pass back to Alessi, still charging forward, moving up on Fasciotti in 4th, moving up to 3rd to our leader, the number 2 of Matt Kirky, punishing this track late in the moto.
And punishing the competition. Look at the gap he has. Back to Clayson. And a lot of these runners, sometimes when you're all alone out on track, you don't really have anything to gauge yourself on. You kind of get lost in it all. And Matt Kirky takes that first moto win here in a cute Regina.
With that red plate, he's leading the series. Stats, take the top 10, first MX1.
Well, Girk, of course. Porcel hangs tough. Alessi makes it all the way up to 3rd. Medallia to 4th. Fat Yotes relegated to 5th, and it's Clayson, Meston, Chisholm, Tremblay, and Nathan Bless.
The number 2 of Matt Kirky with a dominant win here in the first MX1 Moto for Moto Valley Raceway. Now you got into the lead on a nice pass on your arch rival, and then put in some solid laps for a great win. That must feel good.
Yeah, thanks. My Rockstar Energy OTSFF Yamaha got off to a great start, and then yeah, we got in the lead pretty quick, and then just tried to stay smooth. Track's choppy out there, and I felt good.
Mike, it's great to have you back up on the podium.
Yeah, thank you. It feels good. Kind of got gifted on the last lap. Colton Falciati fell, so you know I just scooped up to 3rd place. It's been a while since I've been on the podium. Actually, believe it or not, it's been since this race last year since I was on the podium. So I need to redeem myself and ready for the second moto.
Great to see Mikey up on the podium. How about that royal distributing hole shot for the number 6 of Tyler Medallia? Second MX1 next. Welcome back to Regina, Saskatchewan in round 4 of the 2017 Rockstar Energy Drink Motocross Nationals. Mark Travers and Brian Coster in the booth, getting set to deliver MX1 Moto 2. It's been a great day of racing. This track has really set up nice. I love the soil consistencies, the ruts. It's been very difficult on the riders, and I don't think they like it, but I like it.
This track has been friendly to the guys that do well. The guys that don't do so well don't have many good things to say about it because it is a very tough track to race. And at the speeds they're going, disaster always a heartbeat away.
This second MX1 Moto will be brought to you by Honda Canada. Be a daredevil and get your red wings as the lovely Rockstar L goes to 5.
PRMX Kawasaki rider Scott Champion second in on the 195 Kawasaki. Gate is down, you can see the riders watching. Clutches are out, drag race down this long right-hander, carrying speed traps. It looks like it's a Kawasaki.
It is fabulous. The number 5 Monster Energy Alpinstars Kawasaki of Mike Alessi with the Royal Distributing hole shot. The second MX1 Moto. You know what? He hole shotted this moto last year. That was the last hole shot he had.
Alessi, a hole shot artist. Chisholm in 3rd, and Gerke and Joe there sniffing a little Cowie exhaust.
He certainly is. The number 6 of Medallia got a great start. And how about the number 7 of Cade Clayson on that Redemption Racing KTM? Great to see him up in the top 5. But let's talk about Alessi, Brian. He's got something going. We saw him in Calgary getting a lot faster, and I love the fact that he's got a great mindset. He's healthy now. He's enjoying the bike. Looks good in the lead.
All the while, Cade Clayson has passed Medallia and Chisholm and has moved up to 3rd, and actually challenging Gerke right now is the number 7. Clayson, a great Supercross rider. We saw him in the 2016-17 series qualifying for most every main in the 450 class. Kid's got some skills.
And once a rider gets comfortable on their bike, and sometimes it takes a little while when you're moving from brand to brand, then you see results start to happen. And I love his style. He's a big rider and loves to massage that bike along the track, so great to see him in the top 3. And it looks like Purcell's starting to make a move. He's gotten by Chisholm and Medallia as well.
Purcell's able to make quick passes. He's kind of like Millsap's last year. As we go to a super slow replay of that Royal Distributing hole shot. Check it out, man. Alessi by a bike length. Then there's the Gerkman. Just love this slow-mo introduction on the white line this year.
Okay, now Clayson's got his hands full as they come through that Rockstar corner. The Frenchman Purcell on the inside on that factory Husqvarna. It's a gorgeous bike, and we've been talking about Purcell's style. It's very unique, Brian, a lot like Cole Thompson's in the MX2 class.
And back to that factory Husqvarna, Clayson shuts the door for now, but how long can he hold off the pressure of the wily Frenchman. That Husqvarna is a full U.S. factory bike. I mean, every single titanium bit known to man is on that bike. So we know Pourcel has got the setup.
He has the setup and he has the speed. We got a rider down that Cowie corner. Can't see the number right now. Pourcel makes the pass on Clayson, makes it easily. Pourcel loves that inside on the Cowie, the Hahn sweeper there, Brian. It's a good line.
He gets a little off balance. Both feet come off the pegs to balance himself. Here comes Pourcel up the inside. This is where Epstein went down, so we know it's a late berm. He comes in, his feet are going a little bit this way and that to maintain his balance, and just hits that edge of that little hip jump. Clayson going around the outside on the throttle hard. And these 450s are far from stock traps. You take one of these stock bikes, they're uber fast. You take one of these pro race bikes, they have breathed on them heavily. These things are way faster, way lighter, and way more expensive than stock.
Great shot of that inside line that Pourcel likes. Now Clayson's in there, and it looks like Chisholm has made up some ground on Clayson, and here comes Medallia. Boy, Chisholm's getting faster and faster after each round. Remember, he was suffering from bronchitis. To our leader, the number 5 of Mike Alessi, looks fantastic on that Kawasaki.
Working through lap traffic in real time, we see the gap to Gerke, but look out, here comes Pourcel is actually catching Gerke. A bit of a gap further on to see Chisholm, who has made the pass. Medallia's also got by Clayson.
This is great visuals here, Brian, when you get up close into these corners and you hear the sound and how aggressive the bikes are. Oh my goodness, the number 2 of Matt Gerke has closed the gap on the number 5 of Mike Alessi, and that was the Blair Morgan corner. Now inside on the motorvan corner. Get on the gas, Mikey. Here comes the Erkman.
They just throttle up big time, and in practice, guys were flat landing this thing. They realize it's better to check up and downside that, but the suspensions on these bikes are so good. And this track is a real tuner's track. You want your suspension soft for that chop, but hard enough to handle the big hits. So a real dichotomy tuning these things in.
Oh, Alessi is all English for that finish line rhythm section. He's unbelievable. Keeping the gap on Gerke. Now, this is going to be good for Mikey's defense. He's got to be super aggressive to hold off Gerke because we know what kind of a manimal he is, but at the same time, he's got to choose good lines, offense and defense all at once.
What a test for Alessi right now. To have a rider like Gerke, multi-time MX1 champion Canada, right on his back fender. And let's remember, Gerke caught up a lot of ground. You know, they both take that same little rut and get kicked sideways. Gerke freight training right now. He's got to find some alternate lines, and look at Pourcel, just waiting to lap up some scraps.
Well, and this part of the track has been causing riders problems all day and allowing for passing opportunities. And there's Gerke using the Pourcel line, if you will, on the inside. Does he have Mikey? I think so. Look how close they are. Unbelievable.
A game of millimeters there, and at the speeds they're going, these pro athletes, everything is slowed down in their minds. Very methodical, professional athletes. There's Gerke taking the punishment on the way in. A couple of these ruts kind of morph into another one. Alessi's carrying that outside line that he just loves, but Gerke gets in the way, and poetry in motion here, and just a bounce and a wheelie. And you can watch this race in slow-mo all day long and never get bored.
Well, it just goes to show you how important line choice is, especially in that Cowie sweeper, because if you get outside, you really have to get on the gas to get around that corner and maintain the lead. And now the number 5 of Mike Alessi has got Christophe Pourcel all over his undercarriage on the inside. Look at that crazy rut. Does Pourcel have him? Yes, he does, and that's second place. Big pass for Pourcel.
This whole Blue Crew section has been a great passing part of the track. Lots of different lines and under braking and acceleration. The battle for fourth is raging. Tyler Medallia is there with Epstein, who suffered a terrible start. He's been charging hard this motor.
He sure has. He's made a lot of passes to get up into the top 5. Dylan Epstein, one of our top riders, and did he carry a lot of speed? It looked like Medallia was catching flies there for a second on the inside.
Caught him a bit off guard, I think. Working the defense, you want to protect those inside lines. Epstein, just like a locomotive, gets the power down where Medallia's got a couple little bumps to deal with. A real heads-up pass from the Californian 108 Epstein. He is a player, man. He is for real deal.
We've seen some great passes with riders carrying a lot of speed on that outside, where outside becomes inside. And I love that little rhythm section into our leader, the number 2 of Matt Gerke, who again is on fire. We just saw him get his last lap flag, Brian. He looks like it's lap 1.
How is this for Gerke versus Pourcel? He's got to get in the head of Pourcel. He's doing that right now. We saw Pourcel make that moto win in Prince George by half a knobby at the checkered flag, and now Gerke's saying, nah. I'm the new boss.
108 of Dylan Epstein in 4th place to the number 6 of Tyler Medallia. Very choppy track in 5th. They're coming up to get their last lap flags. So back to the number 2 of Matt Gerke on its final approach. This is the last lap. Purcell had actually closed the door, Brian, but late in this moto, just like in the first moto, the gap has opened up. So Gerke is looking, what is going on, Brian? He has lost his drive coming up the hill. What is going on?
Our leader. I was just going to talk about the blue groove on this track, and now Gerke's got issues down at his rear wheel.
It's the chain again, Brian. What's
He's had this before. It's like a 1 in a million that a rock gets stuck in your chain and derails. Purcell looks almost embarrassed to take the win. Check him out. Gerke, our leader, still struggling. Travis finally down the hill. Looks like it's rolling. He's getting past. This is huge for the championship. I can't even believe what I'm seeing.
Well, they had a huge gap on the bulk of the top 10 riders, but Gerke kept his bike going. That was huge for him. Purcell takes the win in 2nd place, and here comes Matt Gerke. He's gonna cross the finish line in 6th. Oh my goodness, is he dejected.
Welcome back to Moto Valley Raceway, Regina. There is our whole shot specialist, Micah Lacey, to the Yamaha leaderboard, Trav.
Let's take it. Christophe Purcell is your winner. Of course, Alessi finishes 2nd, then Epstein Medallia, Kyle Chisholm, Matt Gerke falls to 6th, Kate Clayson with a great moto, and Colton Fasciati with a tummy bug finishes 8th.
The racing was good first moto, and second moto was the same thing. You know, Matt was in front of me. I was pushing. There was a couple spots where I was a little faster, but in the back section there, he was pushing a lot, and I mean, he was going good. It was pretty. I was happy with 2nd, you know, finishing right behind him with the neck crash last weekend. I was happy to be able at least to be on the track today. So it's just a bummer that what happened to Matt, but he's got to be happy with what he did. He rode amazing. I think we're gonna have some good battle this year for sure.
Just great to have you 3rd in that moto.
Yeah, didn't get off to the start I wanted the second moto, and then I ended up freaking running into a guy that fell over in front of me, and I stalled the bike, and I think I was around dead last. The guys, the team told me I was 39th off the first lap, so I just put my head down, and I saw 4th on the board, and I pulled off, and I went over to my pit, and I'm about to throw my bike on the stand, and one of the guys from the team was like, "Dude, you got 3rd." So it was I got a little bit emotional and had to take a minute behind the stage, and it's just it was good to turn the day around like that for sure.
To our series points in the MX1 class after 4 of 10. Oh my. Double red plates going into round 5 with Gerke and Purcell tied with 212 points. Whoa, the series headsies.
It is top 3 on the day. Purcell, Alessi, and Gerke. Remember to like us on Facebook and go to mxnationals.ca for all the straight goods.
You have been watching the 2017 Rockstar Energy Drink Motocross Nationals, presented by Motovan.com, Canada's source for power sports parts and accessories. For Brian Costa, I'm Mark Travers. We'll see you next week in Go for Dunes, but right now, a little hosing on Regina.